Welcome. So let's play Rule the Waves 3 as Germany starting in 1935. It's May 1948, and we have been through a sequence of major double prestige victories, certainly three, maybe four, not sure, that has surely brought Britain and France to its knees. And I expect them to sue peace under generous terms. However, just because that's what I'd like and would make sense doesn't mean necessarily that that's what they're going to do. So we have to plow on as if we are not massively winning, and then we can be pleasantly surprised when, peace is suddenly offered. So let's have a little look at where we are now. So the good news. So the finances are nearly under control. We've got a battle cruiser and a heavy cruiser, a light cruiser all under repair. We've got a heavy cruiser that's about to rejoin the service, having been equipped with surface-to-surface missiles, which should be interesting, with some destroyers coming along. I probably should pick another destroyer and send that for this 1947A refit. We are at unrest level 4, which is almost unprecedented, I think. So that's absolutely great. Whilst in Britain and France, there are food shortages, and certainly the French fleet is suffering from low morale, and the British fleet is suffering from being sunk quite a lot. I've turned off my auto-build submarines because surely peace will come by the time these 44 submarines are finally built. So I think I can stop that one. But that will also improve. And I'd quite like to take advantage of the fact that we've so decimated the Royal Navy that we have an opportunity, now that the blockade is lifted, to, get rid of the old invading. So let's see where we could invade. So, yeah, we could invade Iceland. We couldn't invade Ireland. So, and I think that's probably it. Maybe some places, oh yeah, in the Med. So we could invade Tunisia, Cyprus, Algiers. Yeah, Algiers as well. Algiers is worth 4, Tunisia 3. Also, yep, Sardinia, which is worth 5. Whoops. Up. But I always think Iceland, although it's only worth 2, always seems like a nice. So I'm going to set Iceland as invasion target. It's going to cost a couple of thousand. So, ouchie. Because of that, it would be great to invade Iceland. I mean, it'd be great to sue for peace and just be offered Iceland. But, if I just invaded it and took it anyhow, then they'd have to offer me something else, which may or may not be tempting. So I'm probably going to avoid battle because I want these ships under repair to return. I'd like the Lutzow to come back into service and bring down this minus 3,000 to something a little bit more manageable. So that's this month's turn. Keep it straightforward. Don't get drawn into cruiser battles between Greenland and Iceland, particularly as British decline it anyhow. And another one in the North Sea, and the British decline that. Go and bombard. Right. Yeah, we've got a couple of light cruisers. Oh, wow. Let's just see what they don't decline. Finally, they don't decline one. Unable to challenge our forces in this area. I mean, that must have been like 5 battles. So, when Britain are unable to cough up for something like 5 battles, you'd think that was a hint. So we've commissioned 5 more submarines. The Lutzow has returned from its reconstruction. So Peace. There's a couple of ways I could do this. So, yeah, I could go, the terms sound good, which is gaining disputed border areas and some of their colonies. Okay, that would be reasonable. We should not let them off cheaply. We should press for hard terms, and we could, in better terms, we crush them completely. Now, like, crush them completely is kind of tempting because we've been crushing them already. If we have a look at the almanac, you'll see that our fleet and the British fleet, in terms of tonnage, is almost the same. Our fleet is 60% more than the French fleet. It seems to me that we have an opportunity. Wow, look how big the Italian fleet is. Anyhow, obviously America is vast. Yeah, anyhow. So even the Soviet Union is quite. So do I go mental and say, no, let's stay in this war, let's absolutely crush them? Our unrest is fine. A monthly balance is a little bit, bit ginger there, but hopefully, once the invasion planning has been done and we've fought some interesting battles, that would seal the victory. I think I'm going to go mid. The reason being that obviously this is some sort of escalator. So the more hardball I am, the more likely Britain or France is going to go and resist that. Possibly going, right, well, that's it. This is total war. We'll fight to the bitter end. So, yeah, let's not let them off cheaply. Okay, well, so much for my invasion plans. Large territories and considerable reparations. Well, okay, I can live with large territories and considerable reparations. So let us bring this down and have a little bit of a think. Wow, this is a lot of choice. I mean, me, Iceland feels a must. If you have this center map on possession, then it helps locate what we're talking about. The only one in Northern Europe, and yeah, that would. Then there's a whole pile: Malta, Egypt, Gibraltar, Cyprus, Tunisia, Algeria, Corsica in the Mediterranean. So I do have a position in the Mediterranean. If I go to Gibraltar, obviously I have Greece, and Gibraltar is a kind of interesting halfway. It's quite valuable, 5, which, for a small rock is quite a lot. But the value, I guess, comes from its strategic position. There's then a pile in West Africa. I'm less interested in them. And in the Indian Ocean, not really. I don't want to really commit. There's also a whole pile in the Caribbean. Again, no. The ones that seem interesting are Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and New Brunswick, and possibly even Bermuda. Although if I had that, probably couldn't have Gibraltar, so I would take that off. Having those bases means I'm in a position to fight America, whereas without them, fighting America would be really hard. I mean, obviously, fighting America in the 1940s and 50s is really hard anyhow, but taking Canada and Bermuda off of Britain, I mean, yeah, I'm tempted. Certainly, if I didn't have those possessions, I could never realistically fight America, and that's okay. I could have a nice time defeating the Soviet Union, defeating Britain and France again, turning on my erstwhile Italian allies. Yep, I mean, that would all be good sport. Couldn't really get to Japan, wouldn't care about China, really care about Spain. I mean, that just looked like gratuitous bullying. But setting myself up to be able to have a fight in America does seem interesting. I mean, the reason for not doing it is it's the late 1940s and colonies are getting a bit old hack. the value of them is actually declining year on year, and there's every possibility of a colony deciding that it's just, going to declare independence and lose all of that investments. Whereas if I only took Iceland, I would have 18 of this 20 value to put into economic expansion. It's really tricky. Economic expansion feels like the sensible, mature, grown-up thing to do. Having bases where I could have a war with America seems like the really exciting things to do. But remember, America has a fleet that's nearly 3 times the size of Germany, and that's probably only going to go one way. Really hard. Okay, I've calmed down a bit. America is massively superior to Germany. I would have to invest strongly in bases in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Bermuda, which would cost a lot of money over a long time. And, you know, I doubt that seriously I could challenge American hegemony unless I had a whole pile of allies. So I'm going to do the sensible thing. I'm going to take Iceland because it's too damn useful. If Gibraltar was a little cheaper, I would take that as well, but I'm not. Boom, there we go. See, I've acted rashly. Feel free to object in the. So we got Iceland, Italy got Ceylon, and Italy also got Madagascar. Well, Italy, good luck protecting those colonies out in the Indian Ocean. Obviously, our budget is 632, which is going to go down to 7. Nice to see autoloaders for 3-inch guns. Area battle group concept. A little bit late since 1948, but anyhow. And improved guidance systems. These things are all coming soon. I'm going to say no to air bases. And yeah, rumors of failing morale in the British fleet, unsurprisingly, since they multiply refused to put to sea. Some laying down of things like a new class. Probably need to cancel some of those submarines that I have building. The British and French doing a lot of corvettes. Lots of corvettes. Of course, they've scrapped a whole pile as well. They're little ones. Tension between the USA and Italy increases because of different government systems. As you can see, we've all gone down. So let's take a pause and see where we are. So first of all, Almanac. So the biggie. Our budget 447, the American budget 758. So not quite double, but going that way. We've got just over 500,000 tons in our fleet. They've got a smidgen less than 3 times the amount. How they come to have 3 times the amount when their budget is less than double, discuss. However, that's just how it is. They still have 1, 2, 7, with an 8th building, battle cruisers and battleships too. They got 10 carriers, tons of light fleet carriers, 17 heavy cruisers and 21 light destroyers, and 114 destroyers. Ouch, that's a lot. Only 5 corvettes, and 20 submarines. The tensions have all gone down except for the Soviet Union, and even the Soviet Union was at 9, I think. It's gone down to 6. So that's fine. We're still allies with Italy and with Japan. We have this deficit, so I'm going to look to some places where I can lower that deficit. Okay, if I scrap these 20 submarines that are currently building, a little bit painful when they're only 8 months away, but that will save me 4,500. Scrap all of them, chung, and that puts us into positive. So, yeah, actually, that was pretty easy. And we still have a few building. Yeah, we've still got a 19 building. So we're going to have a very good submarine force. If we look at the reliability, so new ones are 122. We do have some of these that are in under 100. But they're not bad. Okay, so there's a lot of planning really to go around this. So I've cut down the submarines. I've put 9 destroyers into refit in order to give them some heavy surface. I've also put in the Prince Eugen, the second Lutzow class, to do the same. I have a little bit of money left over. I'm really going to have to think about things like what to do with the light cruisers, because the newest is a 1941 design, and I'm not entirely sure how I can go with redesigning that, particularly ones over, to reduce some of this. Yeah, it might be wiser to rebuild that from the start. And then I've got some very old destroyers on the 1000 mark, whether to convert them into corvettes or to. I doubt anything under 2,000 tons is going to have much of a modification. Have a little look at these Z61s to here. Go to this bit, add gold things. Yep, so that takes us to minus 86. Probably want some ASW mortars just to make them even more useful. So do we delete a torpedo mount? Well, that does the business. Go back to guns. We still have all of that. Assume this is best quality. No auto loader. If we went down to 4-inch, would have an auto loader. Then use spare munition to whap up rounds per gun. 60. And we go. 300. 5. Wow. I'm just going to go on until. There's a lot of rounds per gun. Okay. I'm going to do that many. I'm expecting it to top out at about 200. If we put a radar director on there and push these up to 8. Slightly. Actually, let's not bring that down. I like it being 200. Let's bring this down 6. Okay. We've still got some torpedoes, not as many as we'd like, but you can't have everything. Good ASW. Feels. Oh, no, 4 is the max. 12 ASW factors. Great. Ooh. And we. Radar, let's check. Obviously, go back. Oh, yeah, we're rather. OTT. Take the lights off. And still 9 over, so the are superimpose a bit over. Everyone did say the topside load is the killer. But does the whole topside thing again. So that turret off, and B again. Double. So it took off a few. I mean, if we had no medium, radar doesn't do anything, but the mediums actually do use quite a lot of space, surprisingly. 3 doesn't seem a huge number, but I'm liking 4 torpedoes, 4 missiles, 12 ASW, a 4 radar, still got 6 guns, still, 14 heavy and 3 there, no light. Okay. That seems, I mean, that literally is the jack of all of the trades. Okie doke that. I'm off. Bit of rebuilding. 6 ships, wrong class, not rebuilt. Oh. Okay. I'm going to pause it there. I know it's a short episode, but it feels like there's a lot of planning to do here. And I'm just sort of enjoying myself going, well, I could change this and I could change that. And, nothing wrong with that. But I think I need to take a little step back and think about the structure of my early 1950s fleet that in a year and a half I will be entering. I need to think about shipyards, dock size, so that I can build bigger carriers. I need to think about what to do with my wonderful battle cruisers who have been epic, and yeah, just have a more analytical way around rather than just rushing around updating things as much as I can. So join me next time where we will, look at some graphs and look at some ship designs and ponder things and, try and plan out the next 5 years or so. Where do we want to be 5? What's that going to look like? Thanks for watching. See you next time.